part 1 of this lesson, we looked at many of the tenders of the garden. We looked at many of its workers and the jobs they were physically and instinctually designed to perform. Natural design has custom built all the different members of this environment to perform a specific part to the upkeep of the garden. In this lesson, we will look at the physical and physiological differences between the basic members of this environment, and we will pinpoint where the human race fits into this equation. We begin by looking at the 5 basic animal types. We have 3 basic stages of predator, which include Stage 1 super carnivore, Stage 2 carnivore/scavenger, and Stage 3 omnivore. We then have 2 basic stages of herbivore, which include the 4-legged hoofed herbivore and the fruit and mild vegetation eating herbivore. We will look at all the characteristics that separate all of these various specifically designed workers and compare them to humans in order to narrow down the specific role we were all designed to play. We will begin with the mouth, teeth, and jaws. Stage 1 and 2 predators and omnivores all have reduced muscles in their lower jaws. This allows them to be able to open their mouths proportionately wide, and with the assistance of larger, sharper canines, this design is to aid them into grasping their prey. Their rear teeth are serrated carnosols, and their jaws have almost no side-to-side or back-to-forth movement. This makes their jaw tightly hinged, and with the combination of their serrated teeth, this mechanism acts like a pair of scissors for cutting through flesh. They cannot chew side to side, so they learn to swallow in large chunks. The muscle mass in both stages of herbivores' jaws are more massive than that of carnivores, and with a much smaller opening. Some herbivores have no canines, mostly the 4-legged hoofed animals, and some have small blunt canines which are mainly used for defensive purposes. They have a set of flat blade type cutters for front teeth. These are used for cutting through vegetation. Once cut, the food is brought to the rear of the mouth to the square molars. Herbivores have multi-directional jaws. This allows them to grind and chew their food before swallowing. Unlike carnivores, herbivores can move their jaws front and back and side to side. The human jaw has fully developed muscles and a small opening. We have small blunt canines and square molars for grinding and chewing. We also have multi-directional jaw movement. This puts us into the herbivore category when it comes to jaws and teeth. But because we have small canines, this puts us more into the fruit and mild vegetation herbivore category. The tongue of a carnivore or omnivore is rough, much like sandpaper. This aids in stripping fur from its prey. Carnivores and omnivores have acid-based saliva, which aid in digesting flesh, and they have no digestive enzymes. The tongue of a herbivore, on the other hand, is slick and smooth. Herbivores also have an alkaline-based saliva and carbohydrate digestive enzymes. In comparison, humans have slick, smooth tongues and also have alkaline-based saliva and carbohydrate digestive enzyme, which puts us into both herbivore categories. First and second stage predators, the length of its small intestines is up to 3 to 6 times its body length. For an omnivore, it's from 4 to 6 times its body length. Their intestinal walls are flat and smooth for passing meat easily through to their stomach. Carnivores and omnivores' stomachs' acids have less or equal to pH 1 and are 20 times stronger than that of a herbivore. Carnivores' colons are also generally short and simple and smooth. With shorter intestinal tracts and stronger stomach acids, these animals were designed to process meat through their bodies quickly. Herbivores were built much differently. Their small intestines are much longer, from 10 to 12 times their body lengths. Their intestinal walls are not smooth, but they are very bumpy and spongy. This helps to aid in absorption. Their stomach acids are pH 4 to 5, and their stomach acids are 20 times weaker than that of a carnivore. Herbivores' colons are much longer and bumpy. Herbivores were designed with longer, spongier digestive tracts and weaker stomach acids. This allows for slow absorption and meticulous processing. Four-legged hoofed herbivores have multi-chambered stomachs to aid in digestion of harsh materials like barks and grains. The human body has small intestines from 10 to 11 times our body length. Our intestinal walls are bumpy and spongy for absorption, and our stomach acids are pH 4 to 5 and are 20 times weaker than that of a carnivore. We also have larger and more complex colons. Our design again points to the herbivore category, but because humans have a single-chambered stomach instead of multiple, again this puts us in the fruit and mild vegetation eating herbivore category. Carnivores have sharp or elongated claws for catching prey, while herbivores have blunt hoofs or flat fingernails. Again, humans fit into the herbivore category. Carnivores and omnivores cool their bodies through hyperventilation by breathing or panting through their mouths. Herbivores, on the other hand, have sweat glands and pores in their skin to help them keep cool. Man again fits in the herbivore category. The liver of a carnivore and an omnivore can detoxify vitamin A, but the liver of a herbivore cannot detoxify vitamin A. The kidneys of a carnivore and an omnivore have extremely concentrated urine, where the kidneys of a herbivore have moderately concentrated urine. Every category that separates carnivores from herbivores, human beings have all the characteristics and chemistry of that of a herbivore. There are a few common misnomers out there that try to challenge all these facts. One of them being the claim that herbivores' eyes are set apart to their heads while carnivores' eyes are set close together and looking forward. Being that humans' eyes are set close together must prove us to be carnivores. This theory is not true in the case of the panda bear, the koala bear, kangaroo, sloth, and even apes, which are strict herbivores and belong to the same primate family as humans. On the other hand, sharks and birds of prey have their eyes on the sides of their heads. So this theory is not consistent or factual. There are cases, though, of chimpanzees in the Congo region of Africa who have gone into cannibalism. This is strictly an isolated anomaly and will be explained in more detail in future courses, along with how animal byproducts were originally obtained into the diet of humans. If you follow the pattern of the natural design to all the creatures that make up the tenders of the garden, you will find that humans fit perfectly into the category of fruit and mild vegetation eating herbivores. By natural design, we also fit into the seed spreader category. There's not one physical or physiological trait or category that would say otherwise. Carnivores are specifically designed to consume and digest animal byproducts. A carnivore can eat a diet of meat its entire life without leaving one trace of saturated buildup on their artery walls. The consumption of animal byproducts by humans, on the other hand, is one of the main contributing factors in many diseases that plague humankind. Heart disease, heart attack, stroke, stomach cancer, colon cancer, prostate cancer, breast cancer, ovarian cancer, diabetes, osteoporosis, obesity, mad cow disease, Alzheimer's disease, high blood pressure, multiple sclerosis, migraine headaches, and more. In future lessons, you will learn how, by understanding these facts of human identity, you will be led to the main key that will open the door to many answers to unsolved problems of the world. We will take an in-depth look at many problems such as disease, hunger, global warming, violence, and even war. And these things will become very clear on why they happen, and you will learn many more ways to solve them than ever thought possible.